Spartans! What is your profession?
Fell from the clouds, felt the crash. High horse bucked me off the path. Smitten, lost, can't find my way. Below rock bottom, here I'll stay. I was riding, up on that horse. Thought I had it all, no doubts, no remorse. Fell hard, right down below, lower than rock bottom, where dreams don't go. Where do I go from here? Can't see through the fear. I'm lost, I'm scared, tangled up. I'm lost, trying to find my luck. Lost in the shadows, can't find the light. Wandering aimless through endless night. Should've been straight, could've, but I took the curve. Now I'm stuck in this mess with nerve. Broken wings, shattered dreams, echoes of laughter. Now just screams, trying to climb back up the wall. But every step, it's a harder fall. Once high up in the sky so blue, now the ground's the only view. Regrets a heavy chain around my feet, dragging me down into this defeat. I look for answers in the dark, hoping to kindle a single spark, just a spark. But all I find is the cold and the pain, circling around like a never-ending chain. Gotta find a way to break free from this. Reclaim the throne I start to miss. Right now just lost in despair, grasping for hope, it's nowhere. Where do I go from here? I can't see through the fear. I'm lost, I'm scared, tangled up. I'm lost, trying to find my luck. Tired eyes looking for a sign. Fractured heart, cracked by time. Should've been straight, paid my dues. Now I'm haunted by the blues.
Good morning. How is everyone doing? I am feeling much better. Not completely 100%, but I can actually think. I don't have a headache. My voice is a little weird still, but my nose is a lot less stuffy. I am feeling much better, ready to get back at it again. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, happy middle of the week, happy hump day. Today is Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. Yes, 2025. Let's get it. In about 3 or 4 days, we're going to be right at the midway point of the year. Can you believe it? I really feel like it was just January 1st, and I was hanging out at somebody's house for New Year's Day, having some Haitian New Year's soup, Haitian Independence Day soup. And now the year is we're halfway, which means the year is just about over. And we might as well say it's 2028 already. We might as well say it is 2028 already. I am Techo Trout. We are engineered to win, or as some people say, cough, Roxy, say, I try to annoy you to success. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know how your week is going. All of that good stuff. So happy to be with you. I really wanted to. I really wanted to be on yesterday, but I could not think through all these questions and interacting with the chat if my mind could not process fast enough. So I was like, all right, you know what? We are not going to do Q&A, but tomorrow we are going to get back at it. And I'm thinking about doing a pivot because one of the YouTubers that I admire, Keep It Techie with Josh, um, he released his own version of a Linux operating distribution, and I was like, you know what? It would be really really cool to install it and see how it works and see all the bells and whistles that are part of it. So and he is very Linux based, cybersecurity, cybersecurity area based, right? So I was like, that would be a cool thing to install. He was one of the first people that introduced me to Kali Linux. So I think that'd be a cool thing to do to install his I think it's called Kit Pro for Keep It Techie Pro Linux distribution. So I think we might do that tomorrow. That might be a really really fun thing to do. I'll definitely download it ahead of time, depending on the size of the image of the ISO, and see how does it work installing on a Mac. If we need to use UTM, if we can use VMware, we'll see how it goes, right? But that is what I'm thinking about doing for tomorrow. So we shall see. All right. Quick announcements. We are gonna be premiering at noon Eastern time today a video how you can download your files that you have uploaded to S3 using the Python AWS SDK Boto 3. It is very, very important when you are building softwares and applications, especially if you're storing like different files or client files and stuff like that. You want it to be uploaded to S3 for easy retrieval, for easy storage. I show you guys how to do it with Python for this time around, right? So that's what we're gonna be doing at noon tomorrow. Like I said, we're gonna be doing our ethical hacking, um, penetration testing, but with a slight pivot of let's try installing a different Linux distribution to explore to see what is all part of it. All right. So that is what's upcoming in the next couple of days. All of that good stuff. All right. So with that being said, let me check the chat. I haven't spoken to the chat since last week. I spoke to the chat a little bit on Monday, but I was like, I don't even know what happened on Monday because I was out of it. But I am back. Let me say hello and good morning to all of my friends. All right, so we have Roxy, describes Roxy in the building, says good morning, CCR and everyone. Good morning to you as well, Roxy. So happy to see you here. We got my guy, Wave Nerd, in the building. Says top of the morning to all. Top of the morning to you as well, Wave Nerd. How is it going? And Roxy says, nope. We're not doing that. It is not 2028. We are still in 2026. All right, we're not in 2026, 2025. I know. I was just messing around. And Roxy says, I am in an annoy-free zone. That's the way that it should be all the time. All right, cool. So here's what we're going to do today. Here is what we are going to do today, working on our large language models. We are going to continue with what we're working on this past Monday, where so it was basically building out a chatbot. I was aiming to doing a tech support style chatbot, but I was like, you know what, let's pivot a little bit. Because we do our cybersecurity ethical hacking. We have the bug bite on Fridays looking at different cybersecurity hacks, and I was like, this could be a very very useful resource to get what are the latest cybersecurity hacks that are happening around the world, around the industry. So I said, all right, let's use Perplexity to get the recent news. And like I always tell you guys, the way that we prompt is very very important, because one prompt, it gave me recent attacks, major attacks from 2024 to 2025. And I was like, you know what? But that's not recent enough for me. I would like to know what's going on recently. So I had to change the prompt to something that was more like in the past 7 days, right? And prompting is king. And I highly, highly recommend everyone, go play with ChatGPT, go play with Gemini. It is critical to your future. I mean, the people who said, you know what, I am not going to learn how to drive. I do not want I don't want my actual living Mustang to be replaced with a Ford Mustang. And now riding a horse and buggy is a treat. It's something that it's something that you pay for as a like you're going through New York or something like that, and you're like, oh, let me take a horse and buggy, and I pay a few dollars as an attraction as opposed to as a way of life. Well, prompting is going to become the way of life. So knowing how to prompt properly is going to make all the difference. When I'm working on these vibe, it's a vibe coding applications, and like it refines my prompting. For instance, like I get like these 5 credits a day, and every day I'm training myself. All right, 8 o'clock comes, and let me go and do a little bit of prompting so that I can make work on this application, but also make it better. Also get better at prompting. So it's like between I have so I'll do it around 8 p.m. or early in the morning, depending on the day, so that I can add to my application, and I can make sure that I'm being very precise in what I'm prompting to make sure that the AI software engineer is doing exactly what I'm doing. And sometimes like yesterday, working on something, and the AI just would not get it right. I said, you know what? Let's pivot. I said, AI, let's pivot. What about if we were to do it this way instead? If we were to do it, another thing, when I was working on my application yesterday, I I'm looking in one spot, and the AI is working in a totally different spot, and I'm like, I told yeah, I cannot see the changes that you're making. Where are the changes that you're making? I'm looking here in this dashboard, and AI told me, oh, you know what, you're right. I forgot that we had it on the dashboard as well. I was making the changes in the profile. I'm like, oh, I forgot we had a profile. So and because there was not a link to the profile, so I was like, all right, let me go check the profile. I'm like, oh, I do see the changes that you're making, and AI told me, oh, but let me also make the changes in the profile or in the dashboard so we can have it reflected in the same spot. And then I'm looking at it at what AI is doing. I say, you know what, the user interface, the way the functionality is not clean. Can we maybe we should do this instead? And AI told me, you know what, you're right. Maybe I think what I'll do is actually take you through a journey of the prompts that I've used to build one of these applications so that you can see the conversation that we've had. That I when I say we, that me and the AI agent or whatever you want to call it, the AI software engineer have had, so that it's helping me actually like become a much better product owner. And I am not a product owner, but it's forcing me. It's like if you use AI to quote unquote vibe code, it's going to make you a product owner. It's going to make you understand software engineering principles because it tells you what it's doing. It's going to make you better at quality assurance because it makes a lot of mistakes that I have to find and I have to tell, okay, this is the error that we're having. This is probably why it's happening. Can we fix it? So many different things, getting exposed to so many different APIs, applications. Right now, I'm trying to use this API that is going to create an MP4 video based on a thumbnail, based on audio to see what it can do. So many different opportunities, but it all starts with your ability to prompt. It all starts with your ability to prompt. So if you suck as a prompter, then inevitably you will get crappy results from AI. So it's not AI's fault, it is your fault. So I was watching a video the other day. The person who made the video said that most people when they prompt, they use 9 words or less. However, as you've seen, as we've done in this course that we've been taking about large language models, you can pass a whole system context of who you want the AI to assume itself to be, right? And then you can be very detailed of the type of information you're looking for. I remember the other day that WaveNerd sent me a prompt to generate an application, and it was like a short novel. It was like a short novel. Now, That's not to say that Wave Nerd can go on and on and on, which he can, but it was a very, very accurate prompt specifying what exactly the application, how the application should look, who it should cater to, what it should, and the features that it should have. Right. So that was a great starting point for us to get the application off the ground. All right. So like I'm saying, moral of the story: prompting is key. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to switch over to this screen over here. And this is what we were working on Monday. So like I said, we did a small pivot where we wanted to say, so we started off with perplexity, right? Because I just wanted to be able to get the recent news of cybersecurity attacks. All right. So if we look at over here, what did I prompt? I said, I'm going to show you a couple of things. So the first prompt that I used, or the first question that I asked, I just said recent cybersecurity news. My prompt was 3 words or less. Although this is a chatbot, so it's a little different as a chatbot, all right? But 3 words, recent cybersecurity news. I'm not asking for any particular time frame. I just said just recent. Recent is relative. Some people will say recent is the past 40 years, all right? Some people will say recent is the past 40 minutes. It's all about perspective. So I said recent cybersecurity news. It told me June 2025, which is all right. But then, which in June 2025, we're only in day 11. I did it on the 9th, so it's recent enough. But before, when I did it, let me see. So here I said, what are some cybersecurity news in the past 7 days? Right. And this was when it was going through OpenAI. So the reason that I used Perplexity instead of OpenAI's API is because OpenAI goes up to October 23rd with the model that we're using. I don't know if they have a model that is more recent, but Perplexity is a large language model which uses recent. It's like a search engine, right? It uses recent news. So I said, all right, let's try Perplexity. But what I ultimately want to do is I want to get, because Perplexity gives you basically raw data. Although I'm going to try to change the prompt, the system context, to see if it can explain it to me like I am in the 8th grade, right? Break it down. If not, then what I want to do is, because OpenAI, Gemini, those large language models, which are can be a bit more controllable. To me, I've seen that they do a pretty good job at breaking it down, as we saw what day was that? Maybe it was like maybe last Thursday or something like that. I forgot when we did it, but I was asking it to. Yeah, I think it was last Thursday when we were working on trying to get the explanation of the RAG. I think that was last Thursday, right? And I said, explain it to me as an 8th grader, and it did a pretty good job. When I said use a basketball example, it did not do a good job at all.
Bruh.
All right. So with that being said, so using OpenAI, it was not able to do it. Using this one, using Perplexity, it was able to do it. My prompt was not the best, but what I want to do is I want to make some changes real quick. I want to say that my system, OpenAI system. All right, so I'm gonna update my system message real quick. When I did this one, which one is this one? So this was doing Perplexity past 7 days, and it gave me, so when I did Perplexity, it was in the past 7 days, and it gave me like accurate information. But I want to say, you can easily explain cybersecurity threats around the world to a 8th grader using terminology and examples they can understand. I don't think that Perplexity can do this just because of their nature of being research and news oriented. But I'm going to try anyways. But then, so the problem that I have to do is, so the problem with this is I would want to, I would want to get the news, and then I would want to get OpenAI to explain it to me. I know how I can. I actually did it using Nodemation N8N, but doing it with Jupyter notebooks and with Python and Gradio does seem to be a little bit more challenging because I would have to like find a way to extract the information and then have it switch to a different large language model. So whatever. But let's see what we can do. Wave Nerd said, let's see. Wave Nerd says prompting, explaining your thoughts and instructions to a 3-year-old. They know nothing you have. They know nothing you have to explain and show context every step and examples. Be precise. Exactly. And here's the thing with that, Wave Nerd. I think the challenging part with the prompting is that when people say, well, AI is going to replace X, Y, and Z, and while it might replace a decent amount of that, but the problem that I see is when people don't know what they're talking about, when they don't know the context, then that's when they use less information because they can't properly or adequately explain it. So for someone like me who's been in the tech industry for a very long time, I can precisely tell so I'll give you an example. If I have to talk about if I'm prompting the AI about financial information, it's going to be very, very open to like, because I don't know necessarily what I'm talking about. But if I'm prompting it about something about technology, about QA, how to do something in S3, how to do this, how to do that, I want to do this, I can be very, very specific and accurate because I am in my wheelhouse. I am in an area of expertise for me. And then so I can accurately target what I need you to do, as opposed to if I don't know and I'm looking at it's more of an information gathering phase, you know. So I think that is the challenge that most people run into when they are trying to work with AI. They're very open-ended, and that's why it gives AI the opportunity to hallucinate, because it starts to make stuff up and give wrong information because people are so vague in what they're asking for, you know. Wagner says the first prompt is the key. Exactly. So it all goes from there. So I totally agree with you, Wave Nerd. All right. So let's continue looking at this. So ultimately, what I really, really want to do is the ability to take the results that it gives me and then pass it. So let's do it like this, right? I'm going to show you an example. If I go to, we're not going to use the chatbot yet, right? I'm going to say, so we're just going to do copy and paste for now. All right. So if I say, where's this? Just going to do this for now. So if I say skip Gradio, just want to show you what I ultimately want to do, and then it's just our job to figure out how to do it. I want to insert one, and I say request to Perplexity, and I say, can I get some more details about this cyber threat? And then all right, so if I say, can I get some more details about this cyber threat, right? Let's see if it comes up with anything. So it should give us some more details from Perplexity, hopefully. And then what I want to do is take that what it returns to me, copy that into a message to OpenAI and says, can you break this down to me like I am an 8th grader? Because honestly, I know we like to think that we are super smart, super intelligent, and stuff like that, but if you are not familiar with a field, then you should lower the grade level of your explanation, because I'm not going to say, hey, can you explain to me this and that, or can you explain to me Bitcoin like I'm a 40-year-old who and I have absolutely that would imply that I have 40 years of experience in Bitcoin. Like, no, explain to me like I am a sixth grader who has no idea how this stuff works, right? And then that explanation should be tempered down so that I can have a much better understanding of how it works, right? Let's see. All right, so now we have a much more details from Perplexity about this Chrome 0-day vulnerability, CVE 2025-5419, a critical 0-day vulnerability tracked at CVE, yada yada yada, right? So now, as a if I am an expert in cybersecurity, this says a lot to me, right? But if I am not, it doesn't say a lot to me. So how can I get a better understanding of what this means? All right. So what I would want to do is pass in this response or this information into into OpenAI, right? So I shouldn't have. All right. Why is it still giving me this? Interesting. I thought it wouldn't do that. Let me go back up here. Well, put that. Oh, I think because I didn't run this one again. But it's actually okay. So what? Let's see here. Let's see if that is that. And what I want to do. So now what I'm going to do is very sneaky. I'm going to say add another. Let me add another. Not here. Let's go to. Let's skip the chatbot for now. Right? What I want to do is, all right, so here, if I say request to, do I have a request to OpenAI? So what I'm going to do is copy this and put here, we should use OpenAI to make it easy to understand. All right. So what I'm going to do here is going to say request to OpenAI, and I'm going to say OpenAI, and we're going to use our, which one are we using for OpenAI? Where's my model? So we're going to use GPT-4o mini. That's one that we use for OpenAI. Put that here. And I'm going to use my OpenAI system message. So that's the one that should have, you're a cybersecurity expert who can easily explain, interpret cybersecurity threats around the world. Give detailed explanation about the threat you are sharing. Be accurate if you don't know the answer. I'm going to add another system prompt to this. You are explaining these threats to 8th graders, so So speak in a context they can understand, right? We got Memicify in the building. What's up, Memicify? How are you doing? Says, good morning, Ralph. The beautiful Roxy and the chat. Hope all is well. I am doing phenomenal, Well, I am not doing phenomenal, but I am doing much, much better than I was the past couple of days. But I am on the brink, though. I am on the brink of phenomenal. Wave Nerd said, yes, you have to do research 100%. You should always do research. It says, have you tried Notebook LM? Perfect for what you're doing. I have tried Notebook LM last week at work. We were working on, they actually gave us access to Notebook LM. And for our hackathon-ish type thing we were doing last week, I did give it a try. But it is pretty cool. I'm using Jupyter Notebook though, because that is part of the course that we're taking. But I have used Google Colabs in the past. I did see Notebook LM, but just because it is part of the course, that's why I'm using Notebook LM. But I probably would have went with Notebook, or that's why I'm using Jupyter Notebooks. But I probably would have started off with Google Colab if it was not part of the course, right? But yes, I have seen Notebook LM. Let's see. All right, cool. So let's continue on with this. So we have do me a favor too. Do me a favor as well. If you have not done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, we have our model that we want to use. Let me zoom in on this. All right, so we have our model that we want to use. And what I want to do though, here's what I really, really want to do, right? I want to pass in it's going to be weird, right? But I want to pass in the request from Perplexity, right? So if I was to say, I don't know if I can do this, right? But I want to pass in here, right? So if I was to go here and I was to say message, so it's saying that my message would be the response that I get from the request from Perplexity. I don't know if that's gonna work. I could be totally off here, right? But in theory, in my crazy mind, the way that I would want it to work is that it gets the request from Perplexity, or it makes a request to Perplexity. It finds out what the recent news is, and then OpenAI explains it in a way that I could understand. Right? That would be my goal. I don't know. Is it gonna work?
They ain't believing us.
I don't know. Let's see what happens. All right, let's get to it. So I'm gonna run that, and we have our first failure already. Request to Perplexity failed. All right, so invalid syntax. Why are we getting a all right, so let's see what else we can do, because basically all I want to do is pass the message that we're getting from Perplexity. So what I could do is say we keep this as a message here, and I say that the request to Perplexity is equal to Perplexity. Let's just call it Perplexity news, right? And I say, because that, all right, what is returning me? What is it? Is it text? It's not text that is returning me. It is returning to me let me see what it's returning. It is it's returning to me text. I should be able to pass that through. So if I was to say perplexity news equals, let's try that. Let's say perplexity news. And then if I was to take this one right here and I was to, I don't like it that way. So we have that information. And let me see. Let me try this first, right? Let's give it a try. Let's say I go like this. So message plus perplexity news. But no, that's not good. I don't like that. Because that's not going to work. Because, well, let's do this. Let's try it this way first, right? Get our error. And then we go from there. Invalid. What? Request to open. Okay, I know why. Let's try this. No, that's not gonna work because that's the. All right. So we can do it here though. Plus. Oh, okay. I think I know what to do. All right. So let me try it here first, right? But I think I know what to do. So we go here, and I say, add another one in here. If I say, request to OpenAI, explain me the well, let's try that. Explain to me the 0-day Chrome attack. Let me see what it gives, right? If this works, then I have another idea on how to pass it in the right way. Because right now it already has our perplexity news, but it's like already set for us, right? But now, all right, so let's see what it says. The 0-day vulnerability identified is a critical flaw within Google Chrome engine. It has significant implications for users. Here, detailed breakdown. I don't see it explaining it to me though any easier. Request OpenAI. Explain to me the Chrome. Did I set this? I didn't set it. All right, so I set that. Now let's try to run that one again. Let's see. All right, so okay, here we go. So let's break the Chrome 0-day attack in a way that's easy to understand. What is a 0-day vulnerability? First, let's talk about what a 0-day vulnerability is. Think of it like if someone finds a secret entrance at to your school and nobody knows about it. It's like a 0-day bug. They can use that entrance, the vulnerability, to get inside and cause trouble for anyone before anyone fixes it. In cybersecurity terms, a 0-day vulnerability is. Shout out to you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
All right, so that's working. Now I'm gonna try a little something different. Now, instead of passing in perplexity news, what I'm going to pass in is request a perplexity. Message. So what it's going to do is what it should do, if it's going to work, I don't know. But what it should do is go out to perplexity, get that response, and then add it to the message of of whatever I pass into request OpenAI, right? Is it gonna work? I don't know. I do not know, but this is what we do here. We explore, we try, we learn. All right, so I'm gonna run that, tell that, and we're going to say now, what are some cyber attacks in the past 7 days? Cybersecurity attacks or threats. Let's see what happens with this. I don't know if it's gonna work, all right? Keep in mind, I do not know if it's gonna work. Oops. Let's go with that. While we wait, Wave Nerd says that prompts to agents work better when you give stern instructions. Wave Nerd, my goodness, Wave Nerd, you are kind of bossy, aren't you? Says write A, create A, and tell it what you want to do. Oh, my goodness, what sounds like a tyrant, Wave Nerd. My goodness.
Bruh.
I'm just kidding. No, he's right though. He is right. You do have to give it very strict instructions when you want to do something. If you are doing information gathering, so like I use it in 2 ways, right? I'm trying to, like, when I was trying to learn N8N, I said, all right, how can I do this using N8N? And it gives me like, here's a way you can go about it. Some areas it was wrong, some areas it was right. But when I know what I'm doing, like when I'm building an application and I'm like, all right, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. Can you consider that? Can you look into that? And it does a pretty good job doing that as well. All right. So what are some cybersecurity threats in the past 7 days? Major security threats in the past 7 days. Hacked. So this kind of worked. Let's make sure though. Major cybersecurity threats in the past 7 days. Hacked security cameras. Over 40,000 security cameras were found vulnerable to hacking. Oh my goodness. Allowing attackers to spy or carry out malicious activities by getting unauthorized access to live feeds and potentially sensitive recordings. All right, so where does it explain? All right, where is my easy explanation though? Oh, interesting. So the way that it's currently happening now, it's okay. So it's doing both. It's printing out our more like it's printing out because we have the markdown for perplexity. It's printing out both, right? So this is the perplexity response, and then when we get into here, it's the easy to explain response. Imagine you have someone who could sneak into your house and watch everything you do through your security. So what I'm going to do, let's get rid of the perplexity response, right? Let's not display the markdown. Let's only return the response, right? Let's do that. And we're going to go to let's close that one. Let's close that one. All right, so if we do this one again and we wait for it, it should query perplexity, but it should only return to us the response from OpenAI with an easy to understand explanation. That is the goal, at least. That is my hopes. That is my aspirations, all right? My hopes, dreams, my aspirations of what would happen, okay? So, and look at that. Look at that. That is what we got going on over here. All right, so hey everyone, let's break down some serious cybersecurity threats that have come up recently. I'll explain them in a way that's easy to understand. Hack security cameras. Imagine somebody could sneak into your house, watch what you're doing through your own camera. Creepy, right? Definitely creepy. Well, over 40,000 security cameras were found to be super easy for hackers to break into. People could use these cameras to spy on others or steal private information. It's like leaving your door wide open for intruders. Data bleed bot, browser security bugs, industrial systems vulnerability, fake college enrollment scams patch. All right, so now here's what we're gonna do. We have 20 seconds left. Oh my god.
Bruh.
I do not want to say goodbye. It's so hard. It is so hard to say goodbye. Let's try to finish this today, right? So if I take this request to OpenAI, and let's close this out for now. We're gonna go to our chatbot interface, and we're gonna
simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
So sad. Well, let's take 2 more minutes. Let's take 2 more minutes to try to finish this up, all right? Because we are at the brink of completion for week 2. Do you guys want to finish week 2 or not? Do you want to finish week 2 or not? So I'm gonna get rid of this over here. And I want to do chat with OpenAI. And, well, let me not do that. Let me just duplicate this one. Or just copy that. And I'm going to go here. All right, let's do chat with OpenAI. And we want to do role OpenAI system message plus history, role user context. And then I'm going to tag along here request to Perplexity. And I'm also going to pass in the message there. All right. So now in our chatbot, we should have our request to Perplexity, our message that we're passing in here, and a historical context. And here we would want to have our, what is it? Where's the model? GPT-4. There we go, dash 4 mini. So that's the one, that's the model that I want to use. Go over here, pass in my model for OpenAI. And this should also be OpenAI as my response. And let's see, request, response, messages, return messages, and then chat interface, chat with OpenAI. That should do it. That should do it. But, you know, as programmers, whether we are human programmers or AI programmers, we still all have defects and mistakes and typos. So let's go. Actually, I have not seen AI make a typo yet, but I've seen it make other mistakes. But let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Fingers crossed. Drum roll, please. All right, we have our chatbot, and we're going to say, what are some recent cyber security attacks from the past 48 hours? Let's see what we get. So basically what's going on right now, it should be reaching out to Perplexity, getting the past cybersecurity attacks in the past 24 hours, taking that information, passing it into OpenAI, say, hey, can you explain this as an 8th grader for me? Because I am not very well versed in cybersecurity. I can do this for the financial sector. I can do this for healthcare sector. I can do this for any sector. That is, boom, look at that. Recent cybersecurity attacks in the past 48 hours. Simple breakdown. Cybersecurity is a big thing these days because hackers are always trying to sneak into systems to steal information and cause chaos or make money. Here are some important events that happened over the last 2 days that you should know about. The U.S. offers a reward for a hacker. The U.S. State Department has, what is this stupid arrow right here? Get this arrow off the screen. What is this? All right. Put out a 10 million. Wave nerd. Did you see that? $10 million bounty? Let's get it. For information that leads to the capture of hacker known for using the malware called Redline. What is Redline? It gives that a breakdown. Ransomware attacks are rising. State-sponsored threats. Organizations in the UK are warning everyone about hackers who are working for countries like China and Russia. Ongoing issues last month. And we have, look at that, easy to understand. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Now, however, what if I want to do one step deeper, right? One step deeper. So can you, let's go with, can you give me some more information about the red line malware and the $10 million bounty? What would it take? What would I have to do? What would I have to do to cash in on that bounty? I mean, it's all about the money, right? I mean, of course, I want the malware hacker to be caught as well, but I do want the money too. Let's see. All right, it's thinking. It is. Let me zoom out just a little bit. It's thinking. So it takes longer because it has to reach out to Perplexity first, our news source, and then it has to go to, so it goes to Perplexity, and then it takes that information from Perplexity, it passes it into OpenAI for OpenAI to break it down to us in a very easy to understand fashion. All right, we did it. We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. All right, so sure, let me break it down into simpler terms so that it can be more accessible. Overview of the red line malware. Red line is a malware which basically bad software that sneaks onto computers to steal personal information. Think of it as a sneaky burglar. A sneaky burglar. The Jump Out Boys, all right? It says, but instead of stealing money or jewelry, it's stealing passwords, financial info, or other sensitive data. Here's what Redline can grab from your computer: login credentials, cryptocurrency wallets, and financial information, other sensitive data. What's scary is that Redline is sold like a service to other cyber criminals, meaning that if you're a bad guy, you can pay to use Redline for your own hacking activities. It has been linked to many Russian-speaking criminal groups and has been used to hack millions of computers, affecting critical services like power grids and banks around the world. This is the part we want to know about, right? The $10 million bounty. I'm like super zoomed. All right, so now here's where it gets interesting. The U.S. State Department has announced a reward for up to $10 million for anyone who can help them catch Maxim Rudometov, the suspected developer of Redline. He used many names like Dendromirror or Bloodsphinix. Why the bounty? This bounty is part of the program called Rewards for Justice. Rewards for Justice, all right? It's a way to encourage people to provide information that can help the U.S. catch a dangerous hacker who can harm national security. How to claim the bounty. If someone wants to claim the bounty, you would need to provide specific information that helps identify or locate Rudometov or any of his associates involved with the Redline attacks. Here's what to keep in mind: what you need to provide, details about where he is located, information about what they're currently doing, and proof that shows foreign governments like Russia are behind the attacks using. All right, now it's getting excessive, right? Like I could probably do the first two, but finding proof that shows that Russia is involved in order for me to get my $10 million, you're asking for a lot. Submitting a tip, you would gather as much detailed information as you can. You would then use a special anonymous Tor-based submission channel provided by the Rewards for Justice program to report your findings. This way you can keep safe and keep your identity secret. Is it ever really secret though? Remember, your information needs to him being caught or stopped. You could. All right. Slow. Wait a second. You want me to give this information and there's no guarantees? I could receive a reward? Come on now. Come on, son. I want to guarantee that I'm going to get my $10 million, right? Who is he? All right. All details about him, bounty amount, yada, yada, right? So conclusion, if you're ever in the position where you had important information about the hackers or their activities, you now know you could potentially earn a lot of money. I don't like the word could. I want to guarantee that I'm going to earn a lot of money if I give up that information, all right? Always remember, though, that it's a serious matter and you should be careful about getting involved in anything illegal. We do not do anything illegal over here, right? Cybersecurity is essential for keeping our digital world safe, and knowing about these threats helps everyone, including you, be more aware and cautious. If you have any more questions or want to know more about a specific topic, feel free to ask. How you like those apples? Look at that. So in order to protect ourselves from hallucinations, we need to prompt accurately, but know the right services to use in order to prompt. So I was like, all right, I know that OpenAI is not going to give me accurate and recent information. I know Perplexity will, but here's the problem: I don't know how. I will not understand what Perplexity says to me. Right? This is going to be a bunch of mumbo jumbo that I do not understand. So what I did was I said, all right, OpenAI, or in my function to OpenAI, go to Perplexity, go to Perplexity, get the information, and then OpenAI translate that information in a way that I can actually understand. Speak to me. Speak to me. Don't speak to the cybersecurity experts. Speak to plain old tech coach Ralph, who's just a YouTube content creator trying to make it in this AI world. All right. Speak to me as if I am an 8th grader. Break it down. How do I get my 10 million? Let me know. And then it did it. It gave me a detailed information about Redline, about the person who is behind it, a little bit of his background, how I can claim my money. It's not guaranteed, so I'm less inclined to try to go out there and risk my life looking for this person. But at least I know now, right? But that's it. That is it. All right. So did you guys have fun? Did you guys? It is so good. Put the camera. As Stephen would say, put the camera on me. I had a wonderful, wonderful time. So much fun. So much fun. I'm happy to be back. Feeling a lot better. We completed week 2. We accomplished our goals. We pivoted from their little technical support bot to building our own bot where we can use Perplexity to get cybersecurity information. We can modify this bot to be whatever we want. If we want to do it for financial information, boom, we could do that. If we want to do it for cybersecurity, if we want to do it for healthcare, for legal, whatever it is, we can build our bots to get us the information that we need from the right sources and not have it hallucinate. We do not want our chatbots to be on those shrooms. Okay, no, we want clear, level-headed chatbots. All right, we do not want our chatbots to be high or anything like that because we do not need hallucinogenic chatbots. Just say no to hallucinogenic chatbots. All right, that is my final message for you today. Let me check the chat, and then I'm going to get us up and out of here, and so that we can have a very, very, very productive day today. Middle of the week, Wednesday, middle of the year. I said it was already 2028. Roxy said no, it is not. So I'm gonna defer to Roxy. We're still in 2025, maybe 2026, give or take. All right, but let me see what we have in the chat. Let's see. Wave Nerd says the prompt would be like you're an ultra cybersecurity data analyst, PhD researcher, collect, analyze, and summarize all data and output. The output should be explained to an 8th grader. Yes. Well, and here's the thing. When I tried Perplexity was a bit bougie, I must say, because I told Perplexity, hey, explain it to an 8th grader, and Perplexity says, to a who? Do you not know who I is? That's what Perplexity says. It says I will not come down to the level of an 8th grader to explain my information. I said, okay, all right.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I get it, Perplexity. I get it. You just want to give me the information. Fair enough. So I said, all right, I'm gonna go employ the help of OpenAI, which kind of sucks because now you're using like double credits. You're using your Perplexity API tokens, and then you're using your OpenAI API tokens. However, my goal is always to build an awesome, amazing product. So if I have to go and double token in order to get a better experience, then so be it. That's what we will do. All right. Wave Nerd found it absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I hear that. Wave Nerd says, good stuff. Thank you, Wave Nerd. And what was it? Did somebody mention the money?
Money.
I think so. And Wave Nerd says, sounds like an agent. And that's it. That is it for today. We are going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much. Like I said earlier, we have at noon Eastern time today, premiering how to download files using S3 Bodo 3. So pretty much how to download files from AWS S3 using Python, all right? That's what we're going to be talking about. It's a really, really good video. Really important, especially as you transition into software development, even AI development. You still need to, I cannot stress enough how much you really need to understand the software development principles, even if you are leaning towards vibe coding. I think it's so important, essential. People say, oh, is computer science still needed? Yes, because you need to make sure that AI knows what the hell it's doing, right? Even if you're using AI to code, you need to know to make sure that the principles that are being followed and all that good stuff, right? So we're going to be talking about AWS S3 tomorrow night. My plan, my goal is to install Keep It Techie's Linux distribution that he just came out with maybe a few weeks ago. Really, really cool stuff. I want to give it a try. Want to install it live on stream and see how it goes. See how it works on a Mac. I don't know if anybody has tried installing on a Mac yet. I want to try on a Mac. See, do I need to convert it using UTM? Can I do it using VMware Fusion? How is it gonna work? Download it, all that good stuff, right? So that is the plan for tomorrow night. Join me. Let's have some fun as we run it up. That's it. On our way out. If you have not done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. Check out techcoachrough.dev. Sign up for free, get access to exclusive content, get access to the Discord, get access to our meetups where we talk to different people like Rod Brown, like Magnetar giving us federal jobs overview, Rod Brown giving us his background in tech, how he got into tech, how he bounces that with his content. So much good stuff in there. So join us and let's have some fun. Let's run it up. But until then, I'm out of here. You guys have an amazing, amazing Wednesday, amazing hump day, amazing rest of your week. Tech Coach Ralph, I am back at it again. We are out.
We stand afraid of shadows cast by doubt, whispered fears of what they'll talk about. Got dreams that wait in line behind our pride, but courage lives where fear is set aside. So many dreams collected dust on shelves, scared to fail, so we hide our true selves. But life will pass and so will all those stairs. Nobody's watching as much as we think they care. So step into the light, don't fear the fall. The only limits here are built by walls. Tear them down and seize what you deserve. You're stronger than the whispers you've heard. Got plans to make, but fear keeps you in place. Afraid to lose, or maybe scared to chase. But what if magic waits around the bend? Go grab it now, don't let the doubters win. We wear these masks to hide what we believe, but truth has power when worn on your sleeve. Reach for the stars, they're closer than they seem. Your path is clear, don't let them steal your dream. So step into the light, don't fear the fall. The only limits here are built by walls. Tear them down and seize what you deserve. You're stronger than the whispers you've heard. Got plans to make, but fear keeps you in place. Afraid to lose, or maybe scared to chase. But what if magic waits around the bend? Go grab it now, don't let the doubters win. has power when worn on your sleeve. Reach for the stars, they're closer than they seem. Your path is clear, don't let them steal your dream.
Tuesday, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.